In this video, we are going to be talking about top tips on how to leverage LinkedIn for networking. What is going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you that are new here, my name is Afzal Hussain. You can find out a bit more about me through the social media links below, or you can check out my website, which is www.afzalhussain.com. For those of you that are new here, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. For those of you that are already subscribed, turn on post notifications. And if you learn a thing or two in this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up to help the channel grow and so that more young people and students can benefit from the content. Today we're going to be talking about why you should and how you should use LinkedIn in order to network more effectively and hopefully come across more opportunities, whether it's for spring weeks, internships, grad schemes, or just growing your professional network with individuals across industries and professionals from different levels of seniority. Let's start with why it's important to build a network on LinkedIn. Over the last 4 or 5 years, I've consistently put content out on LinkedIn, whether it's career advice for students or just interesting facts and knowledge pieces, and over time my LinkedIn's grown from less than 100 followers or connections to over 40,000 followers. Now with that comes a lot of benefits because I've got access to a lot of individuals, not just in the world of banking and finance, but individuals across different industries, whether it's medicine, health tech, entrepreneurship, fintech, finance, technology, startups, all these different industries, whether it's graduates, whether it's students, whether it's junior analysts, experienced professionals, founders and CEOs. I've made it a thing to kind of broaden my network because you never know when you can help others or when you can reach out to people to pick their brains on a thing or two. So it's always good to build your network. And also there's this theory that says the power of weak ties. So what that focuses on is the relationships that you have with your siblings or your cousins or your family. They are strong relationships, but most of the opportunities for jobs, interviews and career opportunities come from relationships that stem from weak ties. So if a friend told you to reach out to someone, or someone that knows someone, those are the connections that usually allow you to embark on the greatest opportunities or explore the greatest opportunities. And so it's those weak ties that you create on LinkedIn by growing your LinkedIn profile, by growing your network on LinkedIn, and hopefully carrying yourself professionally on that professional platform. Okay, first things first, in order to leverage LinkedIn to grow your professional network, you need to, one, make a LinkedIn profile. And if you want top tips on making a LinkedIn profile, check this video here because that lists 10 top tips to help you stand out on LinkedIn. Once you've done that, you are going to want to connect with these individuals here. So when you make a profile, you want to connect with your siblings, your family, your close friends. You want to connect with your teachers, your lecturers, alumni at your academic institution, and professionals and entrepreneurs in industries that you're interested in. The good thing about LinkedIn is when you connect with these people, lots of recommendations come up. Your profile gets put into the faces of all their connections. And so some of you might be thinking, wait a second, I don't know these people, isn't it weird for me to reach out to them? Or I don't know these people, isn't it weird to follow them or like their content, etc. This is LinkedIn. It's a networking platform. It's completely normal. Don't be that person that only connects with people they know, because you've got Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat for that. The purpose of LinkedIn, especially if you want to leverage it to grow your network, is to proactively try and meet people, reach out to people, connect with people, and see where those relationships go. So reach out to all of those individuals, and naturally your connections will broaden, the scope of your connections will get wider, and you'll come across more opportunities. Secondly, this is very, very important for students. What they don't understand is, so yesterday actually I presented at Manchester University, and I did a quick survey of a show of hands of how many students had LinkedIn and how many didn't. About 70% of the lecture hall had LinkedIn and 30% didn't. Now what the 30% don't realize is that there are recruiters on LinkedIn who get paid to give you, graduates and students, jobs. Because every time they place one of you into a company, that company gives them a kickback or a bonus for placing you. So recruiters are on LinkedIn and they are looking for students like you, especially the students with really strong profiles on LinkedIn, so make sure it's up to date. They're looking for students like you to give you jobs. So if you're not on LinkedIn, you're shooting yourself in the foot and you're closing the door to all this opportunity out there. So make a LinkedIn, try and connect with as many recruiters in the space, whether it's banking and finance or consulting, whatever it might be. There are specific recruitment companies that focus on these areas. Find those recruiters, give them your name, connect with them, and tell them to keep you up to date with any of the latest opportunities. An important statistic to be aware of is that 90% of recruiters use LinkedIn to source candidates for roles that they're hiring for, and only 40% of graduates or candidates use LinkedIn to search for recruiters. So if you do what I'm saying, you stand a larger chance of success because the probabilities are in your favor. So you've made LinkedIn, you've reached out to all these different people. How do you go about messaging individuals? So say you're a student or a graduate and there's someone that works at an investment bank that you want to work at, and they are a recent graduate from your university, or they're in the UK, and you can grab a coffee with them if they are receptive to your message. How do you go about messaging them for success? So how do you successfully message them to increase your chances of them saying, sure, let's go for a coffee or let's grab a drink? Keep your messages very short, because any analyst or any employee in the industry, if it's a top firm, if it's a very popular firm, they are likely to have tons of students reaching out to them. Now, if you've got tons of random people in your inbox, and each message is extremely long, you won't have time to read them. So me, for example, I get hundreds of messages on LinkedIn and on Instagram. And as much as I want to help people, I don't want to give one-word answers or short replies. I want to help people, and that means giving in-depth answers. And so unfortunately, I can't reply to everyone. What's worse is when someone messages me with an extremely long message. That I immediately don't have time to read it because there's so many other messages. Similarly, anyone in the industry, when they see a really long message from you, they're most likely not going to read it. So keep it short, to the point, and focus on them rather than you. So for example, if you were to write to someone, you could maybe say, hi, sorry to message you randomly, but I noticed your LinkedIn profile and it really stood out to me. I'm interested in so-and-so career, and I would love to pick your brains for 15 minutes at a time and place convenient for you. Totally understand if you're unable to, but thank you for taking the time to read this message. Short and sweet. You're making it convenient for them. You're saying, you care about their time, you value their time, so you want to make it convenient for them, time and place that's suitable for them. You can even put, I'm happy to come to where you are based. Some students, they make everything about them. You want to prioritize, it's basic psychology. You want to prioritize the other person, so they feel like, you're asking them genuinely and you value their time. So simple, short, to the point. No need to write a whole background history story because no one's going to read it. Okay, so when you hear the term, let's go for a coffee, that doesn't literally mean you need to drink coffee, because not everyone in the world drinks coffee. It just means a 30-minute catch-up conversation at a coffee shop with this individual in an informal environment. However, don't be extremely informal. You want to be somewhat professional as well. You have to understand that you are constantly being judged. They are trying to gauge your personality, who you are, what you are interested in, and whether they would, they like you enough to put you forward for opportunities or talk to people about you or connect you with the right people. So once you message them, and if they reply, build a conversation, and then you want to get a date in the calendar and time for a 30-minute catch-up near their offices. So once you do that, it's important to know what to do next. Once you go for a coffee, do prepare beforehand. Make sure you have lots of questions for them. Make sure you can talk to them about you and your CV in depth. Make sure you have lots of questions about their career. What made them choose that particular career? Do they like their job? How long do they see themselves there? What are some of the things that they don't like about their job? What advice would they give an analyst or, a graduate or a student who is looking to apply to this company or to this role or to different companies? So you want to build a relationship, but don't just make it about you. You don't want to just take. You want to make it about them as well. So if you have any similar interests, or if you can help them in any way, regardless of whether it's career related or not, offer it. Say to them, I do this and this on the side. Would you be interested? Or I would love to do something for you in return for you giving your time. They'll appreciate it. Likely they'll say no, but they will appreciate it. So small things like that, it helps build that relationship. And then after that 30-minute meeting, don't just end the relationship there. After you leave, go home, do your thing, and then follow up. This is very important. You have to stay in touch. Just like you and your friends, you've got good relationships. It's because you see them here and there. After a few weeks or a few months, post that person, message them on LinkedIn and say, hey, just a brief update. I've done my exams, I've done this, I've had these interviews, etc., etc. If what they've told you previously has helped you, let them know. If you keep hitting walls and failing, let them know. Ask for another coffee. If they enjoyed speaking to you, they'll happily talk to you again. If not, it's good to have lots of different individuals that you're having these type of conversations with, because that broadens your network. And when you do that, trust me, so many opportunities will come your way. Those are a few basic tips on how to leverage LinkedIn to help you network, grow your network, build your professional profile. The most important thing I would say is to, once you engage with individuals, keep that conversation going over the long term. Follow up here and there. Don't be too eager and message them once every single week. Let the relationship breathe to some extent. So make sure you create a LinkedIn. Make sure you send connection requests to people that you know and people that you don't know but you are interested in getting to know because they share a career interest or something that relates to you or can benefit you, and likewise vice versa. Start a conversation, keep it short and sweet, go for coffee and follow up. Keep that conversation going. If you like this video or if you learn anything from this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. That will help me a lot. And if you are subscribed, thank you very much. I appreciate you tuning in every Wednesday. If you aren't, make sure you hit that subscribe button wherever it is. Turn on post notifications once you do subscribe. Don't forget to leave any comments and video suggestions in the comments below or any questions that you have. And I will see you in the next video. Peace.